It's the 4th of January, 2021. Happy New Year's. I'm going to start recording, if you haven't noticed already, the campsites that I see along the freeway in various parts of Monterey and on the peninsula. I see more and more, and I've seen more and more, and nothing's been done to clean any of them up or eradicate them or do anything about the situation. It just continues to get worse. People will set up a camp and hoard and pile trash and whatever else they're collecting. And, it kind of rolls down the hills on the side of the freeway. I saw a 5-gallon propane tank. There's a site when you take the Del Monte exit into Monterey that's got 3 or 4 propane tanks up in the sand dunes above their tree. It's got trash just strewn everywhere. But there's been a number of fires at some of these campsites, and they just go up. And the last one that I videoed that caught on fire, I just happened to be going that way when it was going up. But I went back the next day, and there was a folding bed that was back in the bushes, and the bushes are all torn down, and they take the pieces that they rip up and make, kind of barricades so people can't see into what they're doing or try to hide their location. But I see them all up and down Highway 1 all the time. And now that it's raining, you see a lot more tarps going up because they're just trying to protect whatever it is that they have in themselves, I guess, because people like Alan Haffa in the city of Monterey don't have any solutions to these problems. They've come out in the media and the press, back in 2012, Haffa got on the news and said he had plans, and nothing's ever come to fruition. It's gotten worse, if anything. But for whatever reason, people keep re-electing these carpetbaggers. I don't understand why. Maybe they're not seeing what I'm seeing, and maybe they don't know Monterey the way I know Monterey, because I grew up here and I've lived here my entire life. One of the things about the freeway corridor that strikes me is that Highway Patrol doesn't do anything about it. There was signs saying no pedestrians and so forth. I remember as a kid, I lived in the North Fremont area of Monterey, 12 years old, 13 years old. And on a dare, we would ride our bicycles along North Fremont to get into Monterey by the Fremont exit where Aguajito Road is. And if the Highway Patrol saw us, they would pull us up, they would pull over, they would, either escort us off the freeway, or they would pick us up, throw our bike in the back and bring us back to our parents, where, we'd end up getting in trouble. But all I see now is I see people just setting up camps, tearing down trees and, doing whatever. There's a lady has a no trespassing sign at the Casa Verde exit. I haven't gotten a video of that yet. That's near Chef Lee's as you're coming to take Casa Verde off of 1 North. She's got all the American flags. She's got a dresser with a mirror. She's got furniture, a couch, a bed. Now she has some sort of shelter set up in there. Who knows what else is going on in there. The one that I looked at today, they had solar panels set up facing Highway 1 so that they could charge their batteries for their phones or computers or who knows what. But then the hypocrisy in all of this is when a homeowner up in the Jacks Peak area was building a house, and I guess he cut down a couple of trees to, build or whatever he had to put in. And then he was heavily fined, and I think they might have shut the job down. But then he planted so many trees, new trees, which is, I know, a requirement in places like Carmel. If you have to take a tree out, they want you to put in, I think, 3 trees or 5 trees or something like that, which is nice if you have space for that. But, if anybody in the public were to allow their yard to look like these locations that I've been looking at, they could red tag your house. There's just, trash, and like the one site behind Chef Lee's years ago that I looked at, there was rotten meat, packages of chicken from Safeway that they dug out of the dumpster or stole or who knows what. but just rotten stuff, rotten food, no refrigeration. At least the one campsite that used to be out on Garden Road, where they had plugged in to the water in one of the buildings and the electrical in the other building, they had a washing machine. It's just freaking amazing. They had some serious booby traps coming up to their camp, but and it was all closed in with broken branches, and they take out tree limbs and drag stuff through the forested areas. And they do whatever they want to do, and it has continued to grow, and there's more and there's more and there's more. It's not just 3 different locations on the 68 corridor. There's a number of spots up on the cliff, going back up onto Iris Canyon, where I was today. There's, I don't know how many tents set up back along that fence line to Highway 1, and who knows what out in the woods. I've seen a couple of other spots just whizzing by, but it's just disgusting. And we have carpetbaggers that come here from wherever that don't know or don't remember what Monterey used to be like, and it wasn't like this. And I think it's time to shine a spotlight on the things that should have been taken care of back in 2012 and not allowed to grow to the point that they have now. I hear arguments by people about allowing homeless to collect and have property and so forth. There was a court case in Boise, and if you read through it, it says that they were allowing the homeless the ability to sleep in a public place if there was no bed space available at a shelter. It seems like a pretty reasonable thing. You're gonna, where else are they gonna go if they don't have a shelter? It didn't say anything about setting up permanent structures. It didn't say anything about collecting and hoarding and stockpiling and tearing down trees and tearing out bushes and creating paths and ripping fences out and trespassing and squatting on public lands. It said sleep. That's all that it allowed. So I think that the city of Monterey just does not want to address it. So they use that as an excuse and say, well, they're allowed their private property and so forth. When you've got 50 to 100 bags of trash and you probably don't know what's in it, is that your private property? Is that just a junk pile? Because if I did that in my yard, the health department would come and they would fine me, cite me, possibly red tag my property. But it's okay for these people to do it wherever it is they are, and the watershed, and where they're defecating and urinating and all these other things. Anyways, I'm running short on time. Peace out.